Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, I am going to be installing crown molding in the living room and in the kitchen. My first attempts to hang crown by myself were less than successful, so I picked myself up a pack of these. I'm sure there are several different brands that you can pick up on the internet, but these are the ones that I picked up off of. They were pretty cheap on Amazon, and these made a big difference. So hanging crown by yourself is really tough because it's long, skinny, and floppy, but when you have these, you can essentially use them to hold the crown almost in place for you while you're installing it. So then you'll just pick it up and slide it into place and nail it once you're happy with the position. And then once you got the whole board up, or you got this one side nailed or whatever, you can go ahead and you can pull that hook out because it just jays in the back. So it just jays in the back. So when I'm doing them, when I did it on the drywall here, and here's that first one I did on the drywall, I just hang them up, I just hung them off with roofing nails. So I just used whatever that is, looks like 3/4 inch or so roofing nails. And I just used those to tack it up against there. And then when you jay the hook, out of it, so that sits down on it, and you can jay it out, and the roofing nail just stays on the wall. So it's up. The roofing nails that I used for the kind of brackets are still up there behind the crown, but that made a big difference, and I was able to get that first piece hung. So that is the first piece of crown that I have gotten hung in the house, and I think it looks really good. We're going to keep working around this kind of bay and work along this beam side next. All right, so it is crazy windy outside, but I'm gonna go ahead and kind of show you how I am cutting these crown boards. Have no illusion, I am not a finished carpenter. I am not good at this, but like all things construction, there's several different ways you can do it. Your saw has these built-in stops for doing compound cuts, for laying your crown flat and cutting it. This does not work for me. I do not like doing this even a little bit. What I do is I lay my crown on my saw like it's gonna go on the wall. So a lot of better YouTube videos out there for doing it, but your crown goes upside down, and then I just tilt it at whatever angle I want it on the wall. So you got these flats kind of built in to the, so you have a flat here and a flat here. So I just put it up against the fence of my saw and the bottom of my saw until those flats are flat, are lined up with those faces. And then I just drew a line. I just drew a line on the back of my fence, and I drew a line on the bottom of the base with a Sharpie. And those lines are my reference lines for all my cuts. So as long as every cut I make if I line it up with those lines, they should match up together on the wall. And this gives you some adjustability. So for instance, if you want your crown tighter to the wall, not as flat down, you can move it up like this and mark your lines. If you want your crown flatter to the ceiling, you can move it down like this and mark your lines. As long as you cut them all the same, they should match up in the corners. But then once you get them in line with your lines, now you just cut it like anything else. So you can just move this to your standard, 45 position, and then you can just cut this board like this. Inside corners, the bottom is going to be longer, so this would be an inside corner, whereas this would be an outside corner where the bottom is shorter. That's the quick and dirty of it. Like I said, there's a lot of better, more experienced carpenters on YouTube than me, but this is the method that I like. I find trying to cut it flat and do the compound cuts where you have your base at some particular angle and the blade cut down at some particular angle, I find that they never match up on the wall. So I am having a lot more luck cutting them up in the corner, kind of picked up off of the base of the saw like this when I do them. So all of the crown boards are up in the living room and the kitchen. So here we are standing in the living room, turning slowly towards the kitchen, and we have the crown up everywhere. I have started back here in the living room. I have started doing the caulk the seams to go back and paint. So I'm trying to do all this stuff here along this wall so that I can get the couch back into place, so all the furniture is kind of shoved away from the wall. So I want to get all this done first so that we can put the furniture back. But I am going through and caulking all the seams, filling all the nail holes, and then I'll have to go through and put some paint on over all the top of that. All right, here is what one small section looks like after it has all been caulked and painted. So this is the section of the wall behind the house. So went in and I caulked both the bottom and the top seams, caulked in all of the nail holes, and then painted over everything that needed extra white. And then went in with the wall color and cut myself a line along that bottom edge. This is kind of how it all turns out. So I did it all the way around here. While I was at it, I went ahead and finally painted this window trim, did the exact same thing, got it all painted white, caulked and painted, and then cut in the wall colors on the sides and on the top and on the bottom. So that turned out great. And that, I think, is as much as I'm gonna show you. So there is still a ton of caulking and painting to do. I still have to caulk and paint all the rest of the crown molding, all of the baseboards, and a lot of the house. My beautiful wife has gotten started doing a lot of the door casings and stuff, but a lot of them still have to go back in and get touch-up paint or get the wall color cut back in. Anyways, there's just so much kind of finish work left to do in this house, and it is all slow and tedious and just really not a lot of fun to do. So I'm not having fun doing it. I can't imagine that you would have any fun watching it. So I don't think I'm going to really show any of that stuff on camera. And so that being the case, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. So all the crown up in the house, started the caulking and painting saga that'll last for however many weeks it takes me to get it done. And then finally it will be, or I should be done with all the trim after that is completed. Well, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and I will catch you on the next episode.